Are we gonna officially start this?
I think we've already officially started. We're not.
No, we didn't like have the hey.
Hey, Assbutt.
Hey, Assbutt.
Hey. What's up?
I thought you were gonna finish it. I thought we started a thing.
Oh no.
You were gonna say the name like Ben and I just did.
I'm not gonna do that.
All right. Well, names. I'm Ari.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Travis.
And we're back with episode 3.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch in a little bit. We're gonna watch Dead in the Water, the 3rd episode of Supernatural.
Dead in the Water. Ari, get close to your microphone.
Oh yes, a most fitting name for this
Ari,
episode.
get close. Like, bring the microphone closer to your face. There you go.
Can you tell? Do I need to redo that?
All right. Yeah. That's better.
Okay.
Am I good?
You're good.
Am I good?
Actually, no. Scoot forward a little bit.
Well, now that we've gotten that out of the way, something
go.
we probably should have taken care of before we started recording.
Yeah. See, that's why I said we hadn't started yet because everyone's microphones were all astray.
Oh shit! Should we do that again then?
No, it's fine.
We're gonna have to do that whole conversation that we just had.
Oh,
Comics, furries, salad
Furries,
fingers,
comics.
and all.
New ground.
It's
hentai.
fine. I'll just put that in the extra part.
Please include the joke about travesty.
Yes.
Please do it.
It would be a travesty if you didn't.
It would be a travesty if you didn't. We've said it too many times now to ignore.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna have to do it.
Yes. Oh man.
So, yeah, let's talk about thoughts, feelings, questions we want to ask. I have a question I want to ask you guys.
Yeah.
If you could live in one horror movie universe, or horror book, or anime, or whatever, video game, which one and why?
It's a good fucking question.
Yeah.
It is a good question.
It is a good
Take
question.
your time. Not too much time. This is an audio medium. We don't want people to get bored.
Well, I can just get rid of dead air. So.
That's
true.
fair.
We can cut it. We can snip it. Can we do the one that we would and one that we would fucking hate to live in?
Yeah, actually, yes, because I have a good answer for the one that we wouldn't want to.
Cool.
And I think my one that we would want to is kind of a cop-out, but I'm sticking to my guns.
I feel like I had an answer for it and I forgot.
Travis, get it to fucking together. Did we mention there's an explicit tag on this?
Yes. They will already know this.
Yeah.
As soon as they click on the podcast thing, they'll be like, "Oh, this one has a language content."
It does.
Thing
Very
on
language.
It. Yeah,
Language.
much language.
Good dog.
Yeah.
This is a good question because I can't decide, man.
Okay, can I give you mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Kind of a cop-out. Okay. The cop-out answer is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
Because here's why.
You would want to live in this
I
universe.
would want to live in that universe.
Why the fuck would you want to live in this universe?
Because that guy, and I'm only talking about the first movie,
Okay.
not the shitty remake. I don't even know if there are sequels to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
There are.
There are, okay.
There's one with Matthew McConaughey and
oh shit, I forgot
fucking
about
what's her name
No,
from
that's
Friends.
oh fuck, I forgot about the one with
that's
McConaughey.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the next generation.
Yes, okay, I remember. But I'm talking about literally just the first one.
Okay.
That just happens on a road in Texas.
I like where you're going with this.
Yeah, so like, this is why it's kind of a cop-out. Because it just happens on one road in Texas, the minute I'm like, oh, these kids disappeared on that road in Texas, I'm never gonna fucking go there. Also, I wouldn't visit Texas much anyways, especially during the 70s where it's not okay to be black. Or gay. That made it sound like I was black. I'm not, but the point still stands. So, I just like, don't live in that universe and I'm good. Or if I do live in that universe, I don't go to Texas, I'm fine.
I feel like you could an answer in the same vein would be Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, don't go to camp.
Yeah.
Camp
Camp
whatever.
Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
Any horror universe where it's like
Like
Oh.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Don't fucking live on Elm Street.
exactly
Yeah.
done. And also like realistically, can you imagine Leatherface on a bus?
That would be cool. I kind of want that to be a thing.
I mean, we all want it to be a thing,
Yeah.
but can you but do you think it would happen realistically? No. That family of cannibals are a bunch of homebodies, okay?
Yeah.
They don't go
Yeah.
out. They're shut-ins. They live in the middle of fuck nowhere, Texas.
Well, it's just like The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
They-
Don't go to those hills. They have eyes. Stay away.
Literally.
Just kidding about that.
Do you have an answer? Because I do if you don't.
No, you go first. I don't have an answer yet.
Mine isn't a cop-out because it took me a minute. I finally got it nailed down. What came down for me is that I really want to just fly around in space. And I had to think of a horror movie where you fly around in space a lot. going to go with Pitch Black or the whole like Riddick universe.
Oh, okay.
Because there were multiple planets that had those crazy ass aliens on them.
Mm-hmm.
They're just flying around and shit.
Yeah.
And there's the possibility to just be a bounty hunter and just hunting motherfuckers down.
So your answer is, yes, this is a horror universe, but I would like to live there.
Yeah.
Even with the horror elements.
Exactly, because it'd be like the crazy shit you see. I'd like to see that shit.
See, and I think that I agree with that, especially over
Yeah.
Alien.
Yeah.
Because Alien, on the surface, they're very similar. The aliens and aliens, very difficult to kill.
It was the reason I didn't go with Alien, which is I prefer Alien over Pitch Black.
Sure. Well, we both, that movie is better. But
Yeah. But no, it's just, there was like that one, like so far they've only shown the Alien out of that film franchise.
yeah.
So, also that fucking like that company that owns everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
It's a bit of a dystopian future society.
Exactly. Well, so is Pitch Black if you watch the other movies.
Yeah, but I think Alien's more like a dystopian future society, and there's no outlaw aspect to it.
Yeah.
Where Pitch Black is like...
It's like Cowboy Bebop kind
Yeah. They're like fun, cool outlaws.
I really just wanted to say
Mad Max.
Toys in the Attic episode of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, yeah.
That is a terrifying episode.
It's fucking good, though.
It is great.
Yeah.
What universe would you not want to live in?
Shit.
I have a
did
really good
have an
answer for that one.
Yeah, I do have an answer for that.
Probably the VHS universe?
Ooh, yes.
What is
Saw.
that?
Oh, you don't. Oh, okay. So
The Saw universe
I
would
wouldn't
be
want to live
terrible.
in the
to live.
Saw universe because there is no logic, and
Yeah.
everybody in that universe is a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
you know what? Fair enough.
But
Yeah.
also, I wouldn't want to live in the Saw universe because I don't want to get into some sick game that teaches me to appreciate my life.
So you don't know what VHS is?
No, I've never watched
It's
it.
a good movie.
The,
They're
the first
good.
one's great.
The first one's great.
The second one is hit and miss. The third one's goddamn terrible.
I actually, this is a bit of a confession. I usually don't see horror sequels because so rarely are they good
Oh, yeah.
that I just avoid them altogether.
Fair enough.
That being said, I've seen all 7 Saw movies.
Me too.
This is
Yeah.
judgment.
And
This
honestly,
is I'm judging you.
I like the way it wrapped up in Saw 7.
The only thing that was
Well,
good
surprise, motherfucker, they're doing an 8th one.
Yeah.
the only thing that was good about the 7th Saw movie was how Chester Bennington died.
Yeah.
I hate to
was
say
pretty
that
cool.
after his suicide.
Yeah.
I really do. But that movie was shit. That scene where he dies though was pretty fucking rad.
It was.
But no. So you haven't seen VHS?
I haven't seen VHS at all.
So
I don't watch. I'm not a big. I don't do horror a lot.
have you ever seen the film Heavy Metal from the? I think it's from the 70s or 80s.
From the 80s.
Yeah, where it's just a bunch of short stories kind of wrapped together, kind of thing.
No.
All right, so that's what the VHS movies are. So there are these videotapes, like VHS tapes, that exist in this universe. Where if like you're recording on like this fucking camcorder, wild, crazy shenanigans happen.
Weird.
Yeah, like in the second movie, it starts out with this guy. It's him turning into a zombie.
Whoa.
And I can't remember if it's in the first or the second one where there's just like this video glitch, and that's the monster.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's amazing. It's really cool. But what's terrifying about this universe is that you don't know when that shit's gonna happen because you don't know who's recording, and you don't know how the fuck you're gonna die in some mystical, crazy ass way.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to live in the Saw universe?
For the reasons you listed.
Oh.
I don't want to be taught. Well, like I know
sorry.
my life is shit. I don't want to appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't want... Love your family. I already love my family, Jigsaw. Please let me go.
Exactly.
I get it. I don't want to have to bury it in my own skull.
We were talking about webcomics earlier. There's a great one. Like, how would he tell that you have blood in it? If you have to fill a jar with blood, how is he going to tell that it's blood? Just shit in the jar or piss in it. He can't tell.
That's because everybody in that movie is an idiot.
Yeah.
There is, the second movie, I think, where they're all like, there's those people in the house and they're trying to get the... I'm talking about the scene where the girl's like, and I understand this is a stressful situation and it's hard to keep a cool head, where the girl is like, oh, there's the cure in the box. I'm just going to reach my hand into this clear murder trap. Oh, that didn't work. Time to reach my second hand into the murder trap.
Is that the one where it like saws her?
Yeah.
Like there's circular saws that just go all the way down her hand?
There are 2 entrances to this box, and the entrances are made of blades.
Oh, yeah.
All she would have to do is like this.
Yeah.
And she could have not cut herself.
Yes.
But that being said, she'd been away for 3 days at that point or some shit?
I do have to grant it is a high-pressure situation.
Yeah.
This is what I tell myself when I watch RuPaul's Drag Race. The queens are kind of bitching to each other. It is a high-pressure situation. They're under a lot of stress. It is a high-pressure situation, and I have respect for that. But come on. Especially since the key's in the room.
Now, that being said, that's not even the most chicanerous part about that goddamn movie.
No, it isn't. But it's the part that I remember because I've blocked those movies from my memory.
It's old enough that I don't feel bad for spoiling it. You've seen it because you said you've seen all of them.
I've seen all of them.
Do you remember how that movie ends? Do you remember how that movie starts?
Yes, I remember how it starts. I kind of remember how it ends.
All right, so Jigsaw literally says, just watch this movie and all the answers will be revealed.
Oh, yeah. And then no answers are revealed.
No, because it's about this cop trying to find his son. Yeah. Guess what? The tape is connected to a safe where the son is kind of just wedged in it with an air tank that he's breathing through. And as soon as the movie ends, the dad is he runs off. There's time left. He's trying to save his son. He runs to the house, finds the house, gets inside / stuck inside. And as the videotape ends, it reaches 0. The safe opens and the son pops out 5 feet from where the guy was.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of just flawed characters, which I'm watching.
It's good for a story.
Yeah, I was gonna say horror movies basically rely on flawed idiot characters.
But here's the thing: I think the best horror movies are the ones that don't.
Yeah.
And yes, that doesn't always mean because there are some horror movies where it's this is gonna have a bad ending. Right?
Yeah.
The lead's not going to make it, and that's fine, and I enjoy those horror movies.
Yes.
But there are good horror movies where the leads are not stupid. Mm-hmm. They get through to the end. And they're even and I think those are the better ones. Ripley is not an idiot.
Exactly. Yeah. Alien, Evil Dead, The Cabin in the Woods.
I was going to say Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
And Cabin in the Woods is spoilers for Cabin in the Woods, but it's been out for several years now, and you should have already seen it.
Almost 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. Cabin in the Woods is one of those movies that has a bad end, even though
they all
are smart. Mm-hmm. So it is possible. They
technically get to the end, but then they're like, oh well, everything's fucked anyway.
Yeah, basically.
Which is a great ending. I love that kind of shit.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
And I think that a bad horror movie, and it's reasonable to have dumb characters and a mix of dumb and smart characters. Oh, You're Next is one of those movies.
Oh, I fucking love that movie.
You're Next is
that is possibly
great.
One of the best horror movies since the 2000s. Since
You're Next is about basically it's a home invasion movie, very classic.
It's one of the best female-led horror movies.
Yes, I agree, especially in the 2000s.
Ever.
Yeah, that too, but especially of the more recent fare.
Oh, hell yeah.
Basically, it's a home invasion movie. This guy's brought his girlfriend home for the first time, and while they're all having dinner, these people in animal masks come in and start killing everybody.
Oh.
Well, it turns out that the girlfriend is a crazy survivalist action hero, basically. And
from Australia.
From Australia. She Home Alones these motherfuckers. It's Home
That's
Alones
amazing.
for adults. It's amazing.
It's great.
It's a great movie.
I think one of the EMTs from the end of the film, he actually was one of the directors from VHS.
Oh, neat.
Fun fact.
Another fun fact.
It all comes together.
I used to live in Columbia, Missouri, and that's where that movie was filmed.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, the house is very cool. I haven't been to it, but I've seen the outside.
We can cut this next part out, but speaking of flawed characters, I know this is not horror movie related or anything, but talking about dumb characters. I'm watching Breaking Bad for the first time through.
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm most of the way through season 4.
Okay, you're just ramping up.
It's ramping up.
Ramping up.
But I
Doesn't
think
it only have 5 seasons?
Yes. But seasons episode 3, end of 3, all the way through 4 and 5 is all rising action for the entire season. It never slows down.
That being said, I kind of think Walter White is kind of a dumbass.
He is. Well, he's a prideful He's a prideful dumbass.
He's really prideful, and he doesn't understand that he's not as tough as he thinks he is.
That's the whole thing, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but that's the whole thing.
Good.
Actually, that gets into why I haven't watched Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah?
Because I know that's the whole thing.
That it's just a dude who gets caught up in his own pride?
Yeah.
Like, I went into the...
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, like you, I know how it ends.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know exactly how it ends, but I know something happens. I'm not going to say what. It's just... I kind of like the ride, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I'm sure the ride is very entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's
I feel like that's more of it's more about the journey than the destination.
Well,
Because I feel like even watching Breaking Bad the first time, you know what the destination is going to be because of the events of the first season.
I watched
of
the
like
first,
Walter having cancer and everything like that. You're like,
the
okay.
first episode back before it was over, and I was like, oh, I know how this is going to end.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't watch any more episodes, because I was just like, I'm a fan of classic literature. I've seen this story a billion times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is Frankenstein dolled up with a different drug.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is fine, and that's a perfectly good story, but like, I just wasn't in the mood at the time, and I might go back and watch it later, but...
I really love, like, current fiction, if that's a good way to describe it, like Supernatural, Breaking Bad, contemporary, yes. Where it's, like, just fiction set in the now, where, like legitimately, Breaking Bad is probably happening literally... Like,
oh yeah,
now.
And that's actually one thing I liked about Breaking Bad is that it's 5 seasons long, and so the show lasted 5 years long, but the whole story happens in the year 2008. Like, I don't think
Makes sense.
I think in the entire like seasons 1 through 4, not more than a year passes.
Okay,
maybe an entire year.
I think I like Better Call Saul more than Breaking Bad.
I will say I would recommend watching Breaking Bad almost specifically to get context for characters for Better Call Saul.
You know what? I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I really like. I watched the first 1.5 seasons of Better Call Saul before starting Breaking Bad again.
Oh, okay.
I love how Saul is introduced.
Yeah.
And then like seeing him like go from A to B. Jesus.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but no.
Isn't Better Call Saul about like an ambulance chaser?
Basically.
Yeah.
That's more or less what Saul is.
Slippin' Jimmy.
Yeah, Slippin' Jimmy.
And I think that speaking of like talking about characters and stuff, I totally think it's possible to write a convincing, wonderful story based around a character who isn't very smart.
Yeah, look at that fucking Jake Gyllenhaal movie where he's an ambulance chaser.
Yeah, Nightcrawler?
Yeah, that
one. There is, Harry Potter's kind of that.
Yeah.
Like, Harry's smart, but he's not smart.
Well, that's Hermione's job.
Exactly.
Yeah, what the point of Harry Potter was that you get by with a little help from your friends.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with Star Trek.
But yeah, like Harry's definitely not an
Stargate,
idiot by any means.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Unless he's like, rushing blindly into situations like he does all the time.
Oh, and
but
then he is definitely an idiot.
That was his main fault.
Exactly, that was his main thought. Is he never quite thought things completely through.
Yeah.
Hey, Harry,
Well,
that
he was
gets people fucking killed, all right?
He was a fucking kid.
But yeah, also he's like 14 when his greatest enemy is
God, what's
brought
something
back to
that I
life.
saw recently where I was like, oh, these people are fucking idiots. And I couldn't enjoy it because, fuck, this is going to bug me.
Do you remember any other context of this? Because this could be a number of things.
Yeah, it could be a lot of stuff.
I
Yeah.
couldn't enjoy it because...
Was it reality television?
It wasn't reality television. This was I forgive people for being dumb in real life. I do not forgive characters for the same. Which is a little backwards maybe, but it's just how it is.
Was it any time you watched me saw me watching Lost?
No, it wasn't Lost related.
Oh,
Which
shit.
also,
Bug me.
I have been watching Lost, so if any listeners from 2007 want to pipe in about that,
Oh, God.
you can tweet me at actuallytall.
Speaking of things from the early aughts, I remembered a better answer for the horror franchise or universe I would not like to live in.
What's
really?
that?
Which one?
Cube.
Oh, Cube.
Dude,
I haven't seen Cube, so catch me up.
All right, so imagine a Rubik's Cube, right?
Uh-huh.
Imagine like it's massive, like it's a giant ass prison where it's constantly moving around and shuffling, right?
Ooh.
Now imagine being trapped inside with a bunch of strangers. You have no idea why the fuck you're in there.
Ooh, is it good?
The first one's good.
The first one's pretty good, and then
Actually,
and then there's a second one where it's not just a cube; it's like a 4-dimensional.
It's cube too, hypercube.
Yeah, hypercube.
And then
it's like a 4-dimensional tetrahedron.
None of these movies are bad. Now they are B movies. Just throwing that at you. They're worth watching.
A good B movie.
Yeah,
all three of them are good because it's circular.
I watched a movie once. I actually cock blocked somebody.
I'm kidding. No.
I won't answer accusations of this kind, but I cockblocked somebody because I stayed and watched The Human Race, which is a movie about these people, just folks, not the best runners in the world, not Usain Bolt, but just people who are kidnapped by aliens and forced to run in a circle, and if they slow down, or not slow down, but if they slow down under a certain point or like stop running or get outside the track, their heads are exploded. And they keep going until the last person dies.
Nice.
So this is like Speed 8.
Yeah.
It was a dumb fucking movie, and yet I watched the entire fucking thing.
Speed 8, The Human Race.
Speed Race, The Human Race.
Jesus Christ.
Can I spare what movie, or not what movie universe, but what manga universe
Yes.
I would not want to live in? What manga horror universe I would not want to
Do
live
it.
in? Any Junji Ito mangas.
Yes. Spirals is the best one, but
Yes.
yes.
And also the most horrifying to live in.
Fuck yeah.
So here's context, our dear listeners. Junji Ito is a very popular Japanese mangaka who almost exclusively creates horror manga.
And we're not talking like slasher shit either.
No.
We're talking about the most abstract of it. Like imagine if Salvador Dali.
Yeah,
That's
a pretty
fair
good
comparison.
Yeah.
It's horror seen through the eyes of David Lynch.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Up to 1,000.
It is very David Lynch.
Where basically, like, his most popular title is called Spirals, and the plot of it is it's this normal Japanese coastline town, and then one day spirals start disrupting the peace, and then shit goes fucking crazy.
I love the concept of that. Just hearing it like that. Oh, like spirals take over. Like that sounds very silly.
Yeah.
But
then when you like read it and see the artwork for it, it's just so like Jesus.
Yeah.
What's the one with the human-shaped holes?
Oh, The Fault at...
It's The Fault at something.
It's The Fault at Animanga?
That sounds...
Animara?
Yeah.
Animara something?
But I love that one. And
Yeah.
there was the episode of Steven Universe when Amethyst takes Steven back to her
Yes.
kindergarten.
I got chills.
And
Jesus.
and Amethyst is like, this is my hole, and that's the first thing I thought of. Is
This
like,
hole's for
this
me.
hole is for me.
The Fault at Amigara, that's what it's called. And
Okay.
basically, all these people-shaped holes appear in the ground, and then people who watch the TV and see that uncovered are like, that's my hole.
Yep.
And then they're drawn to that hole.
Yeah.
It's the man is a master of
Yeah.
like tone and just atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that's really what's upsetting is this just the sense of dread that permeates all of his works, and that's why I would choose not to live.
He's the guy where it's like a dude, let me in, I'm a fairy. Don't you like fairies? It's
Dude, let me in. I'm a fairy.
He's that's where that's from. Not like him specifically.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you know when that's from? Because I've been trying to find it.
Don't actually.
All right. I could just Google it, but I like to ask people because.
I get it. You like bugging people. It's
Exactly.
fine.
Hey
Sorry.
Siri,
No,
you know how
stop,
there's
stop, no, Travis. No.
How you use Siri is a travesty.
Yeah. How you use Siri? What Benjamin said. It is a travesty, Benjamin.
the listeners will
Travesty.
know one day. One day the listeners will. I'll
One
unleash
day we
it.
won't catch it.
You won't catch it, and I'll just be
I
going.
appreciate the fact that we treat you like Swiper. Travis, no, doing that annoying thing you do with your phone. Travis. Travis, no doing that annoying thing you do with your phone.
I
Also-
basically have assigned myself, my purpose in life is to be the most unhelpful person of all time.
You really don't understand how annoying it is.
And you're a manager at a fast
I'm a
food
manager at a pizza store, and I want to be the most unhelpful person. Like,
And
if
you know
you
what?
ask me to hand you something, I will hand you the wrong thing every time.
And I want-
Except for one time,
Do you do
my
that?
old boss, our boss, okay. Ari
I
just
just grabbed a cookie.
Ari just grabbed a cookie in front of me using a Swiffer dust handle.
Yes.
Don't worry, it was clean.
Yes, I've never used it for anything.
Anyway, but
Bunny ears around this clean.
clean. No, it's never been used.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
But yeah, our boss, he asked me to hand him something, and so I handed him the wrong thing, and he was like, "This is exactly what I want to do. I fucking Scooby-Dooed the shit out of you," and I was just like, "God, no!" I was upset the rest of the day.
I fucking bet you were.
I've got to keep that trick in mind. I've got to remember that. Because, you know, Travis and I live together, so I'm always just like, hey, Travis, can you hand me this thing? Blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, fuck you.
I started doing it because I was living with some people that I grew to just absolutely hate.
Oh, well.
So
you didn't want to be a doormat.
yeah,
So you decided to be a
so
doormat
they
with nails
would
in it.
ask me for things, and I would just be like, "Well, here's the wrong thing. Bye."
Travis, have you decided what horror movie universe you'd want to live in / which one you wouldn't?
Can I use Pixar's cars?
No, you cannot.
Dang.
Doesn't technically count.
You
Also,
could
you
say
would not want to
Wall-E.
live in that one, right?
Yeah, no.
Nobody would.
Nobody
It's the
would.
worst Pixar movie.
Unless you're a car.
Where are the people?
Where are the people?
Where are the
indeed?
people?
Yeah. Ooh.
For context to that, please come see one of my comedy shows.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, I don't really have much like experience in horror things because I tend to stay away from it because I have incredibly vivid dreams. Like, okay, here's an example. Ari, did you and I talk about getting a grill or did I dream that?
No, we talked about it.
Okay, because I wasn't sure.
Oh, you had the same problem as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my dreams are so incredibly vivid and realistic that I create memories from dreams I've had.
Do you ever dream that you go to work and then wake up late for work?
No, but I have dreamed that I was late for work and then woke up 2 hours before I was supposed to.
That sucks. That's
Yeah,
worse.
That's worse.
God damn.
I've dreamed an entire day at work and then woke up to realize I hadn't been to work and then got so mad.
Yeah. But
Fuck, oh, that's even worse.
but so that's why I stay away from like horror stuff. But if I had to choose something to not live in, I would probably choose like Resident Evil. I'm not really a fan of horror at all.
I have a raging boner for horror movies.
And
Nobody's surprised to learn that.
and the horror movies I
sicko.
have seen, like I said, I've seen all the Saw movies or whatever. It's because I've always been with somebody else who wanted to see them. Like I have never actively chosen to watch something horror related.
I got tricked into watching the first Human Centipede one time.
I bet that was a fun time.
I didn't know that's the movie that they were putting in, and I was just like, "What's this foreign film?"
No, see,
Never again.
I watched. Okay, so I've seen Human Centipede, but again, that's also because I was in marching band in college, and my section had a party, and we were all at this guy's house, and he was like, "I'm gonna play Human Centipede."
I questioned the people who were like, "I want to watch that fucking movie."
I've never seen any of those movies. I'm kind of picky when it comes to horror, but I fucking love horror movies.
I like horror movies. I prefer horror comedy, which is why I
Fair
like
enough.
Supernatural so
Yeah.
much. And I do get scared very easily, so I do have to like
No, I like.
be careful.
And I do like Evil Dead. I like the Evil Dead series because it's very campy.
Yeah.
like
Yes.
there's a campy unrealness about
Oh,
it.
there is a
But when
a
it's-
special place in everyone's heart for like some good 80 horror.
Oh, yeah.
80s horror.
But when it's horror movies like, oh, this is so fucking real, then I just can't
Well, I also
get into
don't
it.
like one of the reasons why I don't like Human Centipede so much, or Saw, or Hostel.
Because that's
is
just torture porn. Yeah.
Yeah, Gorn.
Yeah.
I'm not
And
crazy about Gorn.
I'm alright with a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
Evil Dead's great because and I actually really like the remake too.
Oh yeah, the remake was awesome.
A lot of people shit on it, and you know what? I think we just have to accept that Evil Dead is so special that it can never be recaptured. But the remake for a horror movie, not bad.
Yeah.
All right, I will say this: I like the remake until like the last 20 minutes of the movie.
That
Fair.
makes sense.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's my only qualm, and that's all I'm gonna say about
But
that.
you have to accept the fact that there are some great effects that happen, and to know that
Yeah.
they're all practical effects. That's
Yeah.
pretty great. Even
Yeah.
in the last 20
Oh
minutes.
hell yeah!
Mm-hmm.
It all looks great. It's just I don't like what
scene
happens.
where she's in that like lake of blood and she just fucking. Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
But
but like we talked about earlier. You're next.
Yeah,
There's
You're
quite a
Next
bit
is
of
the same
gore in
way.
that too, but it's not as
it's
crazy
not-
as Hostel or anything like that.
Hostel is almost too realistic,
Yeah,
and that's the difference.
Yeah, but what's it? Is
Evil Dead's not realistic. Like it's
Oh,
fake
right.
and you know.
Well, exactly.
Even the remake.
Have you guys ever seen Bubba Hotep?
You know, I've heard about
I feel like
Oh.
I feel like either you have told me about it. I'm
Probably.
pretty
Like,
sure
I've heard
you
about
have
it from you.
exclusively told me about it.
Yeah.
It's obviously you both. Well, you enjoy Bruce Campbell.
I do. I love Bruce Campbell.
Do you like Bruce Campbell?
I mean, Bruce Campbell's pretty good.
All right. Imagine if Bruce Campbell was playing Elvis Presley.
I'm in. You had me at hello.
Oh, I'm not done yet, baby. Because let me find out.
Don't
I can't.
call me baby.
I'm sorry. I've been doing. I don't remember why I started doing that, but I accidentally
No, it's
started
really
doing
okay.
it.
I just wanted to make a. Speaking of making movie references, I wanted to make a fucking oh fuck! Now I've forgotten the name of that movie.
Dirty Dancing.
No, what? No.
Oh,
that's
never mind.
great. No, not that one.
Do you know who Ozzie Davis is?
Ozzie Davis.
This is Ozzie Davis. He is a elderly black actor. He's fantastic.
What's he-
This is all the reference you need for this movie.
Okay.
You know this man, correct?
Yes.
All right. Guess what? If Bruce Campbell is playing Elvis Presley, guess who Ozzie Davis is playing?
The black guy he stole everything from.
No, they're both in an old folks' home, and they get chased around by a mummy.
Oh my god.
With that context, who does Ozzie Davis play? Logistically, who would he play? He plays a politician. I'll give you that much information. A famous politician. I've waited long enough. He is one of the assassinated U.S. presidents. Ozzie Davis plays JFK.
What?
Yes. It's one of the best fucking
I
movies.
am
That's
in.
silly.
Yes. I'm sorry for all that build up, but fuck yeah. It's great.
I think I can sum up this conversation.
80s
Okay.
horror movies.
80s horror movies, yay.
Yes.
Universes where the horror just happens on one street, good places to live.
Unless you're living on that street.
Because guess what? We already live in that universe.
Okay, what about
Yeah.
We live there right now.
okay,
Like, the Green River
another
Killer exists.
another
Yeah.
thing
He's
that
dead,
falls
he's
in
dead.
that category is Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just don't live in that town.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
I like to think that all of those slasher films all existed in the same universe.
That well, yeah.
Specifically so that
Is that how you get Freddy versus Jason?
Literally, yes.
I don't want to live in a world with Freddy versus Jason.
I love
and yet
that.
I do.
I love that
too
shitty
late.
movie.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I like a good bad movie.
I kind of just want to talk about horror movies for like 3 hours. But I know you know nothing and you're not crazy about some of them.
No, I mean I love horror, but
How do you feel about like horror sci-fi kind of stuff? Like Aliens,
I love
Pitch
horror
Black.
sci-fi.
Cool.
Alien is one of my favorite movies.
Good.
I like Pitch Black as a like what it is.
Yeah, I'm more open to sci-fi horror because I know it's farther removed from reality.
Okay, fair enough.
I prefer horror comedy to straight horror.
Horror comedy is great. Like I loved Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods, sorry. Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead was
Dead.
great too.
Yeah.
Housebound, that's a good movie if you guys haven't seen it.
Idle Hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's so much the point of like and this is sadly very true of like all genre fiction and not like when I say genre I specifically mean like horror, sci-fi, fantasy, romance, that sort of thing, historical, I guess. There's a lot of schlock.
What do you mean by schlock?
I mean just like
Can we-
unrepentant, terrible.
Can we just say that word again?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Schlock.
Schlock.
That's true for literally everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. That's true for everything.
Yeah.
But I think bad horror to me is particularly bad.
Yeah. Like,
Because bad sci-fi I can enjoy.
Yeah.
Bad fantasy I get a kick out of.
like, you know, there's tacos. Tacos are a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Sure.
Just like horror movies. But there are shitty tacos.
I would see. Here's what I would say. There's Brussels sprouts, and Brussels sprouts can be delicious.
Okay.
But bad Brussels sprouts
Are bad.
And
See, I would put tacos in the same level as pizza.
Okay.
Like there's a level that's like there is bad pizza and there are bad tacos, and then there's like way too fancy tacos and way too fancy pizza. But anything in the middle is just fuck it. It's tacos. It's pizza.
and
You
it's
could say that
delicious.
about horror movies, though.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say, like, John Dies at the End is, like a fantastic, life-changing film, but it's fucking good.
But I
Yeah.
like John Dies at the end.
Much like Taco Bell.
But here's the thing. But then there's also
Right?
Taco
there's
Bell is the
also-
worst horror movie of all time.
But here's the thing. No, this is the hill I die on.
oh fuck! There it is. There it is.
This is
The fucking
hill
catchphrase,
I
there it is.
Die on. Taco Bell has never betrayed me.
Right? High fucking five.
Even when I am sitting on my toilet at 2 a.m. because I'm drunk out of my ass
Yeah.
and pooping out of my ass,
Yeah.
which is where I poop from.
Who doesn't poop from their ass?
You know what? A very special person who possibly doesn't have an asshole.
Oh, yeah, that the people who have had a
I was
colonoscopy.
gonna be people
Oh,
with
But you know
colostomy
what?
bags.
Yeah, that
they
one.
need,
Sorry.
they need our support. They are going through a rough time. But the point is that Taco Bell has never betrayed me. And yes, it is bad, but it is good
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about good bad films.
Yeah.
Sleepaway Camp, good bad film. Basket Case, good bad film. But like I'm talking about like Annabelle.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Or like The Conjuring.
I like the first Conjuring movie.
Or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Yeah. Jason X.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the third Hellraiser movie.
Yeah.
Or anything past the second Hellraiser movie.
Or some of the Scream sequels.
Yeah.
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 Or all of Final Destination.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Final Destination.
I like to...
For good reason. Those movies are fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Saw, to me.
Yeah.
I know those are super popular, but I don't like those movies.
I had a thought about the Purge movies,
Oh, how they're dumb?
but I forgot what it was.
That they inspired a really good Rick and Morty episode?
They did inspire
Probably.
that episode, and for them, they're forgiven.
Exactly.
And I actually have heard that the Purge sequels are pretty fine. They're all right.
Yeah.
I think fine is a strong word. It's a bad way to describe something. If you say something's fine, I'm not going to watch it.
The Purge movies are dumb because... And here's the thing. They had such potential to be great.
Yeah.
If they had just... I personally... Okay.
Did they spread the love around with like? Did they try to? I haven't seen any of the Purge movies.
The first
I don't
Purge
care.
movie devolves quickly. It takes a really great premise and devolves quickly into a home invasion flick.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the second or third Purge movie, but the second Purge movie is more like looking at like working class families.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of the Purge series is to get across that neoliberalism is a bad idea.
What?
Neoliberalism is basically another way to say like conservatism.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where like the 1%ers are the 1% and they're doing great and we just leave everybody out to the wolves. That's neoliberalism. Confusing
Okay.
name, but that's what it means.
All right. Fair enough. So
I've done a
it's-
very like simple.
Yeah.
It's more complicated than that, but
That's the weird thing about the political spectrum is
So
that
it's like
it's
animal-
not the political spectrum isn't a line; it's just a circle.
It's like an Animal Farm is just with people and a lot more blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I think the second movie might be better because of that. Because the first movie is just that home invasion thing that I was talking about. But if I were going to make, although it does have a gloriously over the top villain, who is basically just like, I want this black homeless veteran so I can step in his entrails, because that's the plot. Like it's about a middle class family who basically like the guy got rich because the father of the family got rich because he creates, like armored houses basically for Purge Night.
Oh, so it's like somebody started Raytheon.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this like homeless black veteran guy who's the target of these rich kids gets past their security because the son's like, get in here, guy. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Ethan Hawke and Lena Headey are too good for it is the point. But it devolves into home invasion.
Saying Ethan Hawke is too good for something is...
I love Ethan Hawke.
I'm not crazy about him. I like him in some things.
I love Ethan Hawke.
But talking about home invasion movies, do you know what the best home invasion movie is?
Home Alone.
No.
Oh.
Good
Home
answer.
Alone
Good
3.
answer.
Not quite.
Good answer.
Home Alone
Not quite.
3, the best one.
not
Close, but no cigar.
Yeah, exactly. Sam Raimi, I think, helped produce it because we were talking about Evil Dead and things. Don't Breathe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I've heard of that one. I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to watch it.
It is fucking fantastic. Imagine that whole schmeckle, that whole thing about Purge 3, where the dude gets rich, or the second one? I can't remember which one that you were saying.
I was talking about Purge 1. I haven't seen any of the sequels.
Don't Breathe is fucking fantastic. It's kind of these kids decide to break into this veteran who is fucking loaded.
Yeah.
But he is just living by himself in like the middle of Detroit, where it's just him. He's like for blocks and blocks around him, it is just him.
Yeah.
And he's living in his dilapidated house. He's deaf and all. He's blind and shit, but it's a really fucking good movie.
Yeah, I've heard about it and I really want to see it actually.
Imagine if Blind Fury didn't suck.
Ooh, I'm in.
Yeah.
Also, imagine if, what's that one with all the ventriloquist dummies? Dead Silence.
Yeah.
Imagine if that movie didn't suck.
I've seen Dead Silence too.
God.
It's not super great.
No.
Nah.
Especially because I like puppets, not specifically ventriloquist dummies, which are like a genre of puppets, but like I like puppets in general, and I feel like things. You can say this about almost anything that's been a horror
Trope.
A horror trope. Like it causes negativity towards that thing, like
Yeah.
Jaws did with sharks and stuff like that. Like
Or
I feel
how
like
the entire horror genre does with people with mental illness.
yeah,
True.
that
true.
big time. But yeah, I'm just like, really, puppets? That's the best you got? Like, puppets are awesome.
Yeah. Like,
Everybody loves puppets.
Yeah.
what is a really good like a out of nowhere kind of I'll just say it. One of my favorite ones from like recent years. It Follows.
Yes.
Yeah, even though it's like 3 hours
Yes,
long.
Queen.
It's a good fucking movie.
It's a good fucking movie. It Follows is really interesting because
You don't know when it's set. It could be
Don't know when
19.
it's set.
It could be 1983. It could be 2033.
basically what it's about, this girl has sex with her boyfriend and then
No way.
finds out. I know, right?
She
Shocker.
gets the worst STD imaginable.
She really does. The worst one. She has sex with her boyfriend and then finds out that he is being haunted by the specter who will kill him unless he has sex with somebody and passes it on to them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So he passes the specter on to her.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Imagine if age just followed, like it just slowly lumbered after you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
appeared as your dad.
Or like anyone.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it doesn't have to be your dad.
Is it like an AIDS metaphor?
It's
kind
an
of.
STD metaphor, definitely,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's specifically AIDS.
Yeah.
That reminds
He
me.
used a condom, that's all I'm saying. Question, would a condom stop the monster from It Follows?
I don't know. I want this is we need to get whoever made It Follows on the line.
I know, right?
Being the resident expert on ghosts.
Like you haven't seen barely any
you
horror
basically
movies.
just said being the resident expert on things that don't exist.
Being
Yeah.
the resident expert on ghosts that totally exist.
I'm not having this fight with you again on air.
It's gonna be dead air.
I feel like
Talking about ghosts.
I feel like that
They
a
don't
condom.
exist, right?
Puns.
The nature of the specter is that it gets passed on to whoever they have sex with. Therefore, I don't think it is based on a physical connection with the stuff. So a condom would not stop it. It's about the
Okay, let me
the
ask,
emotional connection.
let me ask you this. Am I touching you?
Yeah,
I'm literally touching his arm with my finger.
he's touching me right now.
Am I touching
You're
you?
still touching me.
No, I'm not. I'm touching your shirt.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
Yeah,
If we're gonna
condoms would save lives.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if
I mean, condoms
we're
do
talking
save
about
lives, but-
STDs, then yeah.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about ghosts, probably not.
Look, wait, does
It-
she
it
use
would-
a condom in the film? When she
No.
has sex with- She doesn't.
because he rapes her.
Okay.
You don't.
Wait, does
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
He just has sex with her under false pretenses.
He rapes
Which
her.
is rape.
Which is
but-
rape.
He slips her a roofie, or he injects her.
Fuck, you're
It's one or
right.
the other. I don't remember which.
No, you're
Yikes.
right. Yeah, fuck this guy. He deserves to die.
Yeah. Which is why, because I was like a little bit spoilers for that. Well, it's not a spoiler.
If it happens in the first 5 to 10 minutes of the movie, it's not a spoiler.
Yeah, it's about 15 minutes.
Okay, yeah, not a spoiler.
Because basically, once you pass the It Follows onto the It Follows monster onto somebody, it's only a short reprieve because once it kills who you pass it on to, it'll come back for you.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, which is it's not like The Ring.
Yeah.
Where it's like you'll die in 7 days unless you show this video to somebody else and then you're home clear.
You know
Yeah, also, I'd be totally down to live in the Ring universe because VHS players aren't even a thing anymore.
I know, right? That really,
I think
that threat has passed.
I think in Rings it's a viral video. I haven't seen it.
I mean, it's the early 2000s/90s equivalent of a viral video.
That being said,
Yeah.
in the full legend of the Ring in Japan, it's not just a videotape.
Oh, yeah?
There's a fucking telephone number you can call, and this number exists if you want to call
yeah?
it. Yeah, because I was watching a video by one of my favorite.
Hey, Siri, we're going
God damn it, Travis!
No, Travis.
But no, I was watching one of my favorite creepy
don't shine that in my eyes.
favorite. We'll call them creepypasta readers. He was going through his favorite legends of like a cryptids and tales and shit like that, and the Ring thing was on this list, and he goes through the whole thing, and it's fucking fantastic.
Okay, yeah, okay. Horror universe I would love to live in is the SCP Foundation universe.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Yeah.
this is not a whole lot of things creep me out, but that's one of them.
It's super creepy, it's super cool, but it's also very silly because there's things like an infinite staircase that you just die eventually when you go down, like a ghost that is real kills you.
Yeah.
And then
it's real in that universe, maybe.
It's real in that video game or
real in that-
creepypasta.
but yes, well, it was the creepypasta first, and then someone made the game of it.
Which is it's actually
But so there's stuff like that, and then there's things like you get a pop-up on your computer, and then like bread comes out of your CD slot.
just breathed into it. I'm sorry. I just realized I was doing this, and I was like, oh god.
But yeah, like
He's so excited about that game. He's like,
so there's like the infinite staircase where eventually you die, and then there's like a half cat.
The one that gets me is the thing like the Weeping Angels from it's like that thing,
yeah.
the giant doll looking thing. Like every time you turn
Yeah.
away from it, it gets closer and then it kills you. That's the one that's just like, oh Jesus.
One of my favorite SCPs is just there's a dude who just shows up in the SCP Foundation like laboratories.
Yeah.
And he's not an SCP like employee. He's just a dude who just keeps getting into restricted areas.
oh shit.
And they keep telling him, "Hey, you gotta leave." And he just shows up. He's like, "Hey, man, what's going on here?" that's the whole thing.
He just Ned Flanders his way
Yeah,
around.
just Ned Flanders his way around into places. It's so
Hopefully,
great.
what you guys doing here?
It's so
Huh?
fantastic.
That would scare the shit out of me.
Actually, yeah, it's some like too nice motherfucker get into places he doesn't need to be. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of fucking creepy.
Do you want to watch the episode?
What time is it? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. We should do that.
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Well,
yeah. We're gonna watch this episode.
we're gonna watch episode 3, Dead in the Water.
Is this the first episode where we're just acknowledging that we aren't doing this all in one take? Holy
Yes.
balls.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So,
One take. All right, we're back.
Yeah, yeah.
Just watched Dead in the Water.
yeah, we shagged ass back.
Oh,
We
my
talk about-
shagged ass.
Back
we shat
shagged
ass.
ass across the floor, a whole. Not even.
It's a couple of feet.
It's yeah.
Many feet.
It's
We
maybe 2 or 3 yards.
We shagged the fuck
2
out of that
yards.
ass.
We shagged it. We shagged it good.
Real good.
Oh my god.
That has a different meaning now. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what Dean meant.
I'm gonna shag that ass.
We just gave fanfiction writers more to think about.
Yeah.
Or to slash.
Yeah.
So who wants to
More
recap this
slash, more to
episode?
bash.
I want
Wait,
Travis to do it.
You want me to recap the episode again?
Or we'll let Ari do it since you did it last time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll recap it.
Okay.
It's a dark and stormy night. That's not true. Basically, the episode starts. We get another cold open, which is just like a staple for the show, so get fucking used to that. Where this young lady is going out to swim in a lake that's next to her house. And, she pops her head above water for no discernible reason and then disappears. Her body isn't found. She was a very good swimmer.
Yeah.
And then, so Sam and Dean get on the case.
On the case.
To figure out how this is happening. Because this is the third or fourth mysterious lake drowning.
Third that year.
Third that year.
Third that year.
Yes.
But fourth in general?
Yes. Yeah. And we find out that the lake is not going to be a lake for much longer. It's going to dry up soon. Done. So Sam and Dean are on the case. They talk to the family of the girl who died. Shortly after they get to town, the brother of that girl dies, and he does not go into the lake.
He gets drowned in a sink.
He is, washing some fish heads out, like you do if you're a lake person. And then this disgusting, gross, murky water comes out of the sink, and then some mysterious force pulls him underwater, and he drowns. Oh, and Sam and Dean meet the sheriff and the sheriff's daughter and the sheriff's grandson. And the grandson's dad, the grandson's name is Lucas. I'm doing a terrible job recapping.
You're doing fine.
Thank you. I needed that encouragement to get through the rest of the episode, and I appreciate it. Okay. The grandson, his name is Lucas. And the mom has a name, but I just call her Fred because it's the same actress who plays Fred in Angel. So it's nice to see her. She's always really exciting to see. She's getting work back in 2005. Lucas watched his dad drown in that same lake, and
He's super traumatized.
He's not talking about it, but he is a witness. He knows what's up. So Dean and Sam try to get close to him to figure out more about what's going on. Dean's really the one to do it. He's good with kids.
Yeah.
This is where it's established that Dean's good with kids.
Dean is good with kids, but he's aloof about it. He's
yeah, he's too cool to be good with kids.
Yeah, he's I love kids, and Sam's name 3 kids, and Dean is
fuck you.
Fuck.
Except it's a cable show, so they don't know.
Yeah.
Is this for HBO?
I wish this was on HBO to sometimes.
Could you imagine how many more titties we would see if this were on HBO?
This would be fucking... I've only seen one episode of True Blood, but it was a whole lot of titties.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen one episode of Game of Thrones, and that was a lot of titties, too.
Yeah.
Dean would have a lot of kids, is all I'm going to say.
He'd be having all sorts of sex.
Yeah.
Which is implied on the CW show. We'd see it on HBO.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hopefully he wraps that shit up.
It would be implied on the CW, but implowed.
Otherwise, he's going to get followed by the It Follows monster.
Yeah.
Condoms would solve the It Follows monster problem.
Again, as the resident ghost expert, they would not, but let's move on.
All right.
Semantics and physics say.
They get sent to talk to Bill Carlton, who is the dad of the brother and sister who died. And he's sitting out on the lake. And they're like, come on, tell us what you know. And Bill Carlton's like, no.
He's super depressed. He looks
he's lost 2 children. It's justified.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying, he looks like shit for no reason. This guy.
Yeah.
He won't help them. He's got no reason to be sad. And he says something very important. He says, losing your kids is worse than dying.
Worse than dying.
Which,
that's going to come back.
Yeah, that's the fucking refrain of the episode.
Really, yes. And then Sam and Dean go visit Lucas, and Lucas gives them another picture, which leads him to this house, this yellow house, where this kid used to live. And it turns out that the kid, his name's Peter, disappeared 35 years ago. And he used to be friends, or not friends, but he used to know Bill Carlton. So Sam and Dean are like, oh, connection.
Yeah, because I think one of the characters says that Peter always wanted to be their friend, but they were always real shitty to him.
Yeah, they
because he was the smallest
Bill
one.
bullied him, basically.
Or Bill and...
is what we find out.
Yeah.
Is what we find out. And so Sam and Dean go back to talk to Bill. A lot of shit happens in this episode. God damn. Sam and Dean go back to talk to Bill. Bill is out in the lake and he's like, why are you killing people? What do you want?
Yeah.
Peter, I'm sorry. And then Bill's boat gets thrown up in the fucking air.
Thrown up in the air.
And then Bill falls in the water and he disappears.
And it doesn't even get thrown up in the air. It gets CG'd up into the air. Like the boat turns into... The boat and Bill turn into a CG boat and a CG Bill.
Yes.
And then get thrown up in the air.
It is not the best effect.
Great.
It is not.
This whole episode has been like just
It's an homage to shitty movies.
Yeah.
And it's
Spoiler
not even
alert,
an homage.
This episode is not very good.
No.
It's not
did
even
not
an
like
homage.
No.
It's just not great.
It's not great.
That being said, it was fantastic to riff over.
Yeah.
That's true. But we'll get to that. I'm not done with my review.
I think that's what it was designed for.
motherfuckers.
Like you know how you just talk over shitty movies?
No, I do not think the creators of Supernatural were like, we have to have some bad episodes so people can talk about it. I think they were like, this is genius. The lake is killing people. They're not going to know what's up. Because the villain in this movie is essentially water.
Yeah.
God.
Of this episode.
We find out...
Two things were up this episode. That boat and the sexual tension.
Yeah.
Boats. Boats are inherently hilarious. To me. So we go... Dean and Sam are leaving town because the sheriff finds them and is like...
Yeah, he's like,
you killed Bill Carlton?
Yeah, you saw Bill Carlton die. You must have killed him. You better not darken my doorstep. Was like... That was one of the best lines in this episode. It was when the sheriff was like, you gotta get the fuck out of town. Put this town in your rear view mirror and never darken my doorstep again. Like, oh man.
No,
he's serious.
He finds out that they were impersonating government officials, and that's part of the reason.
Yeah. Agents, that he killed,
Agents
they killed
Ford
him.
and Hamill.
Yeah.
Real fucking clever guys. Dean introduces him and Sam as Agents Ford and Agents Hamill, which is like a running gag throughout the show.
Yeah.
They're always like rock stars or sci-fi people and real fucking clever guys.
Yeah, real clever.
But then Dean just is like, I don't know, something's weird. Lucas was really upset when we left. And it turns out that Lucas has been getting weird premonitions from this lake ghost. And his mom is the next one to die. Because, dun dun dun, it wasn't just Billy who was involved in Peter's death. It was also the sheriff.
The sheriff.
Whose name is Jake.
Yep.
So Fred almost dies in a bathtub. I don't
Lucas's mom, if you haven't been following.
Mom, who was Fred on Angel. Dies in a bathtub. Or almost dies. Doesn't die. Dean and Sam save her.
I got a question.
Yes.
Who was more wet? The ghost in this episode or the mom in that scene?
I think it was... I think the mom throughout the entire episode was more wet.
Damn right.
Jensen Ackles is an attractive man. I don't know what to tell you.
I love making... I'm sorry to make you uncomfortable, Travis.
I'm too ace for this.
You're my ace of spades, baby.
You ace. So the lake ghost Peter is basically like, come play with me, Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
We all float down here.
Yeah, this is very like, oh, yeah.
And Lucas, because he's never seen a horror movie before, is like, yeah, all right, I'm down for this.
Yeah, because he's
and
7.
Goes into the lake. And, Sam and Dean and the sheriff and Fred are all like, no, Lucas, don't. So Sam and Dean jump into the lake to save him. And then the sheriff is just like...
He's like, come fucking get me.
Yeah,
I know you want me.
I sacrifice myself.
Yeah.
Lucas is just a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And the episode ends with Sam and Dean driving away onto their next adventure.
Yeah.
And, thoughts?
Okay, so first thing right off the bat... One of the very first lines of dialogue was this girl is about to go on a workout, and her brother is like, Nobody likes buff girls, which is bullshit.
Damn right.
That's not true.
Everybody loves
Everyone
buff girls.
loves buff girls.
We're also talking about 2005. That being said, I'm
You're
pretty...
right. It was a different time.
It was a different time.
Was rampant.
It was a different time.
Oh, I love not living in a misogynistic society anymore, don't you guys?
It's a perfect utopia.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, so that was my first thing. Second thing, the scene where dude drowns in the sink.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're gonna talk about this because
about this in detail.
Because the beginning of the episode, we were all like, okay, we need to watch this episode and not talk over it. And then as soon as this happened, it was like the floodgates were open and we just started talking through the whole.
We couldn't shut up
because this sink scene is like the stopper is in the sink.
Yeah,
it's not.
Hold on.
It's like not in the sink, and the water starts coming out
as the camera changes.
Yeah,
dude is cutting fish heads. I think his name is Will. I think he's named after his dad, and his name is Will.
Let's just call him Fish Head.
Fish head. The guy is cutting a fish head off of a fish, and then he like turns on the sink to like wash his hands off or something.
Yeah,
and then he can't turn it off, and then the lake gunk comes out of it. The black greenish water.
It starts coming out of there.
Yes.
But then it starts coming up from the drain.
Oh, right.
So it starts coming up from the drain. And so the stopper is not in the drain because it's coming up from the drain.
It's sitting in the sink. And then the guy, like a fucking idiot,
reaches his hand down in there.
Reaches his hand into the water.
To pull the stopper out, which he does.
Which isn't in the...
It's not what...
one, it's not what's causing it, and two, the shot where he sticks his hand into the sink, the stopper is not in the sink, it's off to the side.
Yeah.
And then, cut again, he's pulled the stopper out of the sink,
and then sets it off to the side, and then
another
another
pulls his
shot
hand back in. Which all I wanted was for him to pull out another stopper.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was like. I want the episode to actually be this guy is just in an infinite loop of him pulling sink stoppers out of his sink, and that's what the issue is.
If Benny Hill had just started playing, or like the entertainer, and was like da 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 da, and it was just him pulling out stoppers over. I just wanted there to be a fucking pile of sink stoppers on the side. And then he dies.
It ends with him like just pulling one last one and like looking at it. He looks at the pile of stoppers, and then a ghost head just reaches up and pulls him into the water.
Oh my god! If we ever make like a scary movie parody of Supernatural, that's what we're doing.
We're gonna start with this episode.
Yeah, I know, right?
We should just do that, like videos of things that should have happened in Supernatural. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right, put it on the whiteboard. We're gonna take a look at that later.
Whiteboard, the white wall, whatever.
The white wall, whatever's happening. Other things I want to talk about in this episode, Peter pops his little head out of the lake.
Oh, yeah.
As a fucking grudge
like
child.
Like pale gray.
Totally terrible. Awful.
Yeah.
He looks bad, and it's not scary. It's just uncomfortable.
He didn't look like a ghost as much as he looked like an orphan in like London in like 1864.
Yeah, like a Dickensian England. Yeah.
Please, sir, may I have a Bullwinkle? It's like, I have expected him to be like,
please, sir, can I have a pool noodle?
Oh, I've got all wrinkly.
And like,
as I've been in this lake for 35 years. And it's not a very...
They went from a prune to a raisin.
He's a raisin.
And like the kid's face was all like gray and pale, but when his arm reaches up, it's like black.
Yeah. Because lake water turns you black. I don't know if you know this.
Oh.
Things that don't exist in this episode: sense.
No.
And continuity.
An asshole, and the editing is...
The editing in this episode was not fantastic.
But there was also a moment at the end of the episode where Lucas and Fred give Sam and Dean
like a platter of sandwiches.
Well, it's sandwiches, but there's like bananas and apples on it.
Yeah.
It's mostly just fruit. They say it's sandwiches.
They pulled stuff off of the whatever that craft services table.
Yeah.
They pulled stuff off of a craft services table.
And then we're like,
wrapped it in a bunch of saran wrap.
Guys.
Yeah, wrapped it in a bunch of saran wrap so you couldn't really see what was in it.
And then Lucas and Dean go
and put it in the
car, and they put it in the passenger seat, and then Sam sits in the passenger seat. And it's possible that Dean moved it because he got in the car first. It's possible it was in like You know, the middle between
the
them.
middle because it's a bench seat. But
I like to believe that a couple miles down the road, Sam was just like, oh, fuck, there's a fucking... Is that a sandwich I'm sitting on? God, the mustard.
Dude, you could have been like, is that a banana on your pants, or are you just having to see me?
Is that a banana out of your butt?
Hey.
Banana butt. Dee, 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 dee.
oh my god.
Gosh, this episode... Ben, I feel like you have a lot of feelings about this episode.
Yeah, it's all, like, I told you before we started this episode, this is my absolute least favorite episode of the show. And I've seen every episode that has aired.
Damn.
Yeah, this is my worst one. Right here.
Well, hey, at least it happened super early on.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm kind
Get
of
out of the way.
Yeah, I'm really glad I saw this episode the first time as like a really young, dumb kid.
Yeah.
Because I would have like my like, what is it? That literary fucking term, or like you let loose like your
poetic disbelief.
Yeah, that exactly. I like just I forgive this episode or forgive the show for this episode because a lot of really good ones happen, and there's a bunch of fucking great ones. This one is, I'm kind of surprised they didn't get canceled after that episode.
Yeah.
I'm really fucking serious, guys. Holy shit.
No, suspension of disbelief, not poetic.
Yeah.
I think I've heard it both ways. Or poetic faith, whatever. But suspension of disbelief.
And there was another continuity issue with Fred in the tub.
Yeah.
How she was like filling up the bathtub
to the brim.
And then there was a scene where she like brushes her hand along the water, and it's all the way up to the brim, which means if she gets in that tub, it's all gonna spill out. Mm-hmm. And then she gets in that tub with significantly less water in it.
Yeah, it's like,
and then she stays in that tub, and water continues to pour in it at the same rate, and it does not fill up anymore.
It's also that fucking lake gunk water too, so it's more dense.
Well, and then the lake gunk water comes in, and I think that's where it's like, okay, the lake gunk water is like fake ghost water. I mean, real fake ghost water, but it's like it's real, but it's fake enough ghost water to not fill the tub anymore.
Now, what'd you say? What'd you say while we were watching that episode during that scene?
What did I say?
That was a hell of a bath bomb.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was. Yeah,
I was trying to set you up for it, man. That was fucking gold.
That was a hell of a bath bomb. Yeah. Someone just released.
I am getting on the phone to Lush.
someone released just the biggest, ultimate galactic bath bomb in that lake, and it never gave up.
And there was a child inside.
Yeah.
That child was a grudge child. Other things, I actually, because there are a lot of episodes where there's an asshole victim.
Yeah.
Which is what the sheriff and Bill were.
Yeah.
I mean, they were repentant, but they still killed a kid.
I think Jake was more repentant than Bill.
Oh, I think Bill was pretty repentant.
No, I think Bill was fucking depressed that his kids were dead.
I think Bill was more regretful than repentant.
Yeah, well, we didn't get to see what Bill was saying in that moment.
That's true.
Yeah, but I think Jake, like, Bill didn't, like, kill himself to save a kid. Is the big thing.
Well, he didn't have the chance because they didn't really know what was going on.
Exactly.
Yeah. The sheriff knew what was going on.
Yeah.
By the time he was able to sacrifice himself.
Bill just kind of sacrificed himself to the lake.
Yeah.
Something else you said, like,
Bill committed suicide.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
The sheriff didn't commit. I mean, it is suicide, but it's not technically considered suicide because it's
heroic.
For somebody else.
Yeah, it's heroic.
It wasn't CGI suicide though.
Yeah.
But like something else that Travis said while we were watching this episode, and it's the one, other than Lucas being the saving grace of the episode, because he says two immortal words and there is only lines during this whole episode. Zeppelin rules.
Yeah, there you go.
But what Travis said was this episode sets up for something, and it's a good what it sets up for, and it's why it gets fucking apologized by me, or like that I didn't stop watching the show. Is that it sets up that Sam and Dean don't save everybody.
Yeah, they don't save everyone every time. Like, there's always going to be at least one point where they fail, and then they just pick themselves up and move on.
Yeah, they take the wins where they can, which was Lucas.
Let's go through some good things about this episode.
Okay.
And then let's shit talk it.
We've been shit talking it.
Let's continue shit talking here because I have more I want to say.
Yeah.
Okay, good things about this episode.
I think
Fred was in it.
Okay,
She was
Fred.
great.
Yeah, Fred just fucking with Dean the whole episode. That was fucking great.
Yeah, that was good.
Because I think this is one of the... Well, I won't say that since we're only 3 episodes deep. But I really enjoy how her character worked in this episode.
I like a woman who can kick Dean's ass.
Damn right,
I like
Spike
a woman
Spiegel.
who can kick my ass.
Damn right, Spike Spiegel.
I like a woman who can kick my ass as well.
Hey.
Hey.
Damn right, Faye Valentine. All right. Yeah, she's a great actress. It's always fun to see her. Other good point about this episode, because Lucas didn't really talk, he was a good child actor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are few and far between.
Yeah.
And
I also like when kids are
the
silent.
kid did a good job. I wasn't trying to say it like that. I'm just saying he didn't have a lot of lines. It was mostly just like
He had 2.
action.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
I'll agree with you there.
He did a good
Yeah,
job.
it was good as it like what I saw was a child who had gone through a trauma and because of that trauma he lost the will to vocalize.
Yeah.
Right.
So that also set it up to like have it be more mysterious.
That's
The
also
director
true.
was like, look pathetic. And
Yeah.
that kid was like,
They found the
I have got it.
Done.
That kid nailed pathetic down.
Yeah.
But no, the kid emoted fucking great.
He did. He did a good job.
Yeah.
He did a good job. A lot of times, child actors are not great. There are child actors on this show who we're going to get to who are not great.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are the Shanes of this show.
I appreciate that reference. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If I haven't said that, well, fuck it.
But he did a good job.
Yeah, he did.
Other good things. I've suggested 2, so you guys have to do some heavy lifting.
I like how this episode sets up for one of my favorite tropes through the show is that every small town that they go to is essentially just Twin Peaks.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone knows each other.
And there's always a reasonably priced hotel with a great name.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that too. Probably with some great coffee.
Damn right.
And some
Damn fine
delicious
coffee.
donuts.
Yeah.
Some lady running around with a stick.
Everybody's got a dark secret a little bit.
Yeah.
Or most people. Some people have dark secrets.
That's true about every small town. That's why Twin Peaks and Supernatural work.
And you know
And
what?
this episode too, fuck it.
Yeah.
The skeletons are not only in the closet, they're in the water.
They're in the lake.
Hey.
The skeletons are in the water. I will say this is the first episode with a real ghost.
Yeah, that's true.
That, like a real, like, as opposed to the lady in white from the first episode.
Yes. So the lady in
Fair
white,
enough.
she is a ghost, and I'm not disputing that. But there are a lot of hoops. There are a lot.
Yeah,
of
we
rules.
talked about that in the first episode.
Yeah.
There's a very like specific requirement to be a lady in white, where this
Right.
was just a kid that got killed by his bullies, and now he's seeking revenge.
Yeah.
Very classic
Vengeful
ghost.
spirit.
Yeah.
Very classic.
Through water.
Through
Through water.
Which is.
Which like it.
That's actually, I'm going to talk about that, but I did not like that aspect of the episode.
I referenced this in the first episode. It reminded me of the Lady of the Black Lagoon episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog,
Yeah.
specifically because of like this dark water that's everywhere.
I will say this specifically about this ghost. I like they maintain that because of how somebody dies, that is how they can kind of manipulate the world around them, is that they have that special connection with that thing.
Yeah.
If that kid died in that water, he would have that special connection to that water. Like
Right.
he could go so far to like change the levels of water in the bathtub.
Yeah.
And then lock the door through condensation.
It's like Ghost Shark.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think he locked the door. I just think that
I just think that the
Lucas is an idiot.
Yeah.
And didn't try the knob.
I mean,
He was just like, maybe if I bang on it, Mom will come answer.
Yeah.
Why is she screaming?
Yeah, he just,
but I mean, you did see
She
Dean
wasn't
kick down the door, and maybe that was just Dean being dramatic.
probably.
It probably was Dean. Dean seems like the type of guy where he's like, oh, I'm going to kick down a motherfucking door today.
Yeah.
I've been a little stressed, and I'm taking it out on this door.
Much like somebody else sitting at this
Hey,
table.
I was not stressed when I knocked my door down. I was just being an idiot.
Much like Lucas.
Okay. What else? What else? Good things.
Oh, how it starts out with like Sam and Dean sitting at the diner. It kind of really sets up for.
No, okay. I want to talk about that because
Okay.
I like they showed like there was the cold open, and they showed the location, and then I forgot what the location was immediately. And because the last thing I remembered was Sam and Dean being in Colorado. That's why I asked, was that place in Wyoming or Wisconsin? Because to my knowledge, they were still in Colorado, and then they went to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Which is far away.
Like we said earlier, it's things that don't exist in this episode. Continuity. Yeah. not only are like water levels, but like,
I mean, and I know
well, that's kind of, honestly,
and I know
that's
Sam.
kind of a
I know
thing.
Dean was like, "We got to go to Wisconsin," and Sam was like, "How far?" But it wasn't. It was like, okay, I thought they were still in Colorado or somewhere in the West United States. Now they're up north, Midwest north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, first of all, that's kind of a thing on this show where everything is a day's drive away.
Okay.
Which is not the case normally.
Well, if you drive, well, it's two of them driving. If one of them drives for 12 hours, the
That's
other one
true.
rests for 12 hours, you can get somewhere in it. Well,
You can get to Dallas in 12 hours doing that
yeah.
from Huntsville, Alabama,
Right.
because I'd taken that drive every other year for 24 years.
Jesus.
6 hours. It's 6 hours from here to Pensacola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
drive-
Honestly, that drive sucks more than the drive to Dallas.
Really?
To me,
You
yeah.
think so? It's all back roads.
Yeah, it's all Alabama back roads.
Exactly. So there's more likely chance that you can get murdered.
There's one saving grace. I've never eaten there, and it's like one of those, like, the signs where it's just like the giant thing, and then you put like the things over. It's like the light, and then you put the things over it, the letters.
Oh yeah,
and so you
yeah.
can see it like that, and it's always a few missing, but it has enough of it. But each time I go to the beach, there's one or two missing more, and it's Fat Lady's Barbecue.
Oh, nice.
And you look at it, it looks like the house from Jeepers Creepers.
Speaking of getting murdered in the back roads of Alabama, I cannot wait for the Cannibal Hillbilly episode.
Oh god.
Oh yeah,
That's one of my favorite episodes of the season.
Oh god.
See, this episode was so terrible that I'm just like, oh, I can't wait till we get to the better episodes of season 1.
You know which one I'm thinking about?
What?
The Magician episode. I don't remember which season it is.
That's season 4.
Yeah, I'm waiting. It's gonna be a
I have
year.
that on lock.
It's gonna be 3 years, but yeah.
I know. We'll be 76 and doing this podcast still.
Yep.
Probably.
But back to the episode. One of the aspects I did not like about it. I understand that it's a ghost in a lake. Which brings me back to my point: it is a ghost in a lake.
Fucking lake.
Uh-huh.
So basically, the bad guy of this episode is fucking water,
Yeah.
which is not, when you think about it, the most terrifying substance in the universe.
I mean, water is the most destructive substance in the universe.
yeah,
so
but like we live with it all the time.
yeah, I mean, but when we don't,
Or when it kills us.
yeah, or
Okay.
when it kills us.
No, this is the hill I die on again.
Again?
Dying on a
Again?
different
There it
hill.
is. It's the catchphrase.
I say that a lot.
It's either that or it's an homage to shitty movies.
I'm sorry. Were you guys scared of the water in this episode?
No.
Okay, it's kind of a shitty horror movie villain.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But when you did see the water like change or whatever, you're like, oh shit, there it is.
Yeah, but I
Or-
was like, oh shit, I guess something's happening now. Not like I'm crying because I'm scared.
Oh,
I definitely wasn't like it wasn't a suspense-filled episode.
No, maybe I'm just like disappointed because I was actually scared of the Wendigo in last week's episode.
the Wendigo
Yeah.
is an actual scary thing.
Yeah.
If you look at it.
Yes.
The small kid in the water. Like, I'll say this about like the water changing colors. It's like, oh, exposition time is over. Action sequence starting.
Yeah. Although I will say, like, I know somebody who, like, his if you ask him what's the scariest movie of all time ever, he will say The Grudge.
Man.
So
The Grudge is not.
So I
Water
have,
is the villain.
well, but I still have to imagine that, like, if he watched this episode and then saw, like, the kid's head peeking out of the water, he would have left the room.
Yeah, fair
Yeah, but that's
enough.
because that kid looked like the Grudge kid.
Exactly.
It has nothing
Yeah.
to do with the water itself, which was basically the villain until the last 5 minutes of the episode. So your friend would not be scared until that last 5 minutes.
That's true.
There's just not. It's just kind of ridiculous. I mean, we were all laughing when people were like, "Oh, the water's getting me."
That's true.
Yeah.
Water does make not a great villain in that sense because it's like,
me.
oh, it's just some idiot being pulled into his sink.
Yeah. First of all, I, with my limited plumbing knowledge, am ashamed of the fact that he decided to fix a clogged sink, by reaching into the sink,
into it,
as opposed to going to the pipes.
Yeah.
Or getting some Drano. Problem fucking solved.
Well, I mean, you can't just pour Drano in a sink full of water.
That's true.
But he also should have gotten like a long, thin rod.
Yes.
And started poking at the drain.
Like a wrench.
Yeah.
Just anything other than his hand in a sink. Second of all, the water being the villain in this episode reminded me of The Happening.
Oh, yeah.
And that is never a good comparison to make. You never want to be compared to The Happening. Ever. Unless the comparison is, see, would be a good version of The Happening. And this is not that comparison I'm making. Plants are a stupid villain.
Well,
water's kind of a dumb villain.
I hate this phrase, but devil's advocate. All right, so here's the thing.
Oh, I hate that phrase too.
It fucking sucks.
Unless you are talking about the Keanu Reeves movie.
It is a good movie, but no, the pollen making people kill themselves and water killing people, especially with how they work, and the fact that the air can go anywhere and water is basically everywhere around us.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it more scary, but it does. It extends the monster's reach.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
It's basically like plot reasons for why the monster can be in more places than just the lake.
I mean,
it's a shitty cop-out, though.
Yeah.
I am more convinced that spirals are taking out an entire country.
Which the kid was drawing in this
right?
episode. That was awesome.
Hold on. Yeah, the kid keeps drawing spirals and shit, and I'm just like, is this going to turn into Uzumaki? I cannot handle that if it does.
I kind of wish it just did.
That would have been amazing. Oh my god, I would love to see Sam and Dean and Junji Ito work. They would die.
Yeah,
probably.
They would die.
Yeah. Well, that's how those
but
stories
then they come
go.
back.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
All the time. Any other thoughts? Any other things we want to say about this episode?
Buff girls are great.
Buff girls are great.
Zeppelin rules.
Zeppelin rules.
Those sandwiches are flat now.
Yeah, I'm actually those sandwiches have been smushed by a butt. I really am excited to get to the next episode.
I'm excited to get through the rest of this show.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't mean that in a bad way. I fucking love this show, and I'm excited about the next one because it's been years.
Yeah. I'm excited about the next couple of episodes, actually.
Yeah.
But there are some not great episodes. And you were talking about this earlier. The reason why Dead in the Water is not great has nothing to do with the fact that it's campy or stupid.
Yeah.
Because the racist truck episode that we will be getting to later this season is stupid. But it's also great.
Yeah. Well,
this episode is just kind of meh.
Yeah,
which is why it's bad.
Yeah, it's a different kind of bad.
I will say that episodes 1 and 2 had me wanting for more.
Yes.
And now this third episode, I'm like, all right, I get it.
Yeah.
This episode exists to show that the show can do wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's part of loving this show is just being like, you made a misstep.
You know why this episode is shitty? It's too serious.
It is serious.
It takes itself too seriously.
Yeah.
For sure.
Episodes 1 and 2 were serious, but there was some really funny lines.
We were 3/4 of the way through the episode till Dane threw a zinger.
Yeah. And it was kind of a stupid zinger.
Yeah.
Well, all zingers are kind of dumb.
Yeah, but this wasn't dumb in an enjoyable way.
Yeah.
This was just like, oh, you gave 2 seconds thought into this.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it is, and usually I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't really get any brotherly moments between Sam and Dean, except for one.
There was one small one.
There's the one that I did like. Yeah, Sam and Dean pretty much treated each other like strangers this entire episode.
Yeah. And the one was when Dean was acting all with Lucas.
Yeah.
And then Sam was just like, what'd you do with, who are you and what'd you do with my brother?
Oh, no, I wasn't even talking about that.
Oh, no?
Well,
I was talking about when Dean draws Lucas a picture of his family,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
weird, but whatever. And Dean draws Lucas
And
a
then
picture of
that
his
kid
family, which
takes
is
it
kind of a weird
sideways.
gift. Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about that.
The kid's looking at
There's
everything
a very
sideways.
Small moment
Shit.
where he's running through the members of his family, and he's like, "And here's my geek brother Sam." And he kind of makes a face, and I was like, "Brothers." But yes, this is fucking great. Do you want to go through what
Yeah,
happens?
so
I love
Dean
this.
does this whole thing with his drawing of his family, which is just stick figures.
Yeah.
It's
Dean's
just
not very good.
and like the dad is the tallest one, and then the mom is a little shorter with long hair, and then Dean is a little shorter than the mom with like his hair, and then there's
It
just
is a
stick
green-
like a tiny circle stick figure head, no features
It is
for
a
Sam.
green, it is a green crayon on blue paper.
Yeah.
And it is just the most minimalist.
And maybe there's like a little line under them to show that they're standing on the ground.
Right, as opposed to just floating in the ether.
But so then
It's drawn on their like portrait style.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's drawn on the portrait style. Or no, landscape style.
No, it's drawn on their portrait style, and
Portrait
the kid
style.
looks at it
Yeah,
landscape.
and then the kid
Yeah.
takes it and looks at it landscape. So he
Doesn't turn the picture.
Doesn't turn the picture. He's just looking at these sideways stick figures.
and he's nodding like he understands what
Yeah,
it is.
he's like, yeah. And then
just
he
like,
goes
I
and
get it.
and he's like, here, hey Dean, here's a clue.
Yeah.
He draws a wonderful house, which is amazing. Landscape.
Yeah.
Who fucking knew?
Yeah, I know, right? However, he is very confused because he cannot turn that picture the right way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it was small things like that that got me through this episode.
But to go back to what you were saying about them, like, or you guys talking about them treating each other like strangers, that kind of is set up in like the open, like them together when they're like talking about, oh, we're allowed to have fun, and then Sam is like, no, we can't. We got to do work.
Oh yeah, Sam is like, no.
Yeah, I guess they're
fun
kind of
yeah,
fighting.
they're being like fuddy-duddy and like shit, but nah, still.
I mean, can you blame him?
Well, they had been together in like in the car for a lot of time. I don't fucking
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
We don't
they're
know if it's Wisconsin.
somewhere in America.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't say it was Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh, here's something that actually I meant to talk about the first episode, but it didn't get brought up. I have a huge problem, and I don't blame Dean for this. I blame his terrible, terrible father. I have a huge problem for the way that Dean treats Sam's decision to go to college.
Yeah.
Because he treats it as a betrayal. And it is, I know what you're going to say.
He did mention that in this episode.
I just want to say this. Sam is not at fault for getting out of an abusive, dangerous lifestyle and trying to create his own life.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out at the end, but there is no reason why Sam should feel guilty for that.
No, not at all.
John kicks him out of the house for going to college, and that is insane.
Yeah.
First of all, the fact that you would ever turn your back on your child.
Well, the whole arc of the mom's killer is very akin to Moby Dick.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, John is
Captain Ahab.
Yeah.
So
Your classic revenge plot.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like him being abusive and crazy fits.
All for revenge.
Well,
All for
I'm not
revenge.
saying that makes a bad character.
Pequod arriving shortly at
Pequod.
Sorry.
I'm not saying that like John's an abusive asshole and we know that, and that doesn't make him a bad character.
No.
Nor do I have a problem with it existing in the show. The problem that I have is that the show seems to take the point of view that Dean and John are right. That Sam going to college is a selfish decision.
Well,
And that his desire to go back to college, because it hasn't happened yet, but there's a scene later in this season where Sam's like, I mean, after I find Jess's killer, I'm planning on going back to college, and Dean's very disappointed like this. And the audience is supposed to go, aw, why would he ever want to leave? And I just have a problem with that framing.
all right. So here's the deal. In my humble opinion about
Sure.
this, let's say monsters are real.
Okay.
Let's say two dudes do like their damnedest to make sure like that monsters don't kill people. Let's say one of them gives up on that trade. Sure, it's not a great. There's no life insurance. There's no benefits. Nothing.
You might get killed all the time.
Exactly.
You've been conscripted into this lifestyle by your crazy father on his revenge plot for somebody you never even knew. Go
Exactly. That's like a superhero giving up, though, right? That's like
no.
that's like a
And
Superman.
here's why.
Okay.
Okay, because I actually
What else?
want to compare this to another genre show that was on the WB right around this time.
What show?
A show that I hate.
What show?
It's called Charmed.
Fuck. Oh, Jesus. I knew it.
I hate this show. And one of the reasons why I hate the show is by the end of the run, I said show a lot. I was trying not to say it again. By the end of the run, the Halliwell sisters, Charmed, for those of you who don't know, and if you know what Supernatural is, I'd be surprised if you didn't know what Charmed is. Charmed is about three sisters who find out they're witches after their grandmother dies, and they find out that they have the power of three. And with the power of three, they are able to kill demons and warlocks and all sorts of evil stuff.
You know a lot about this show.
Yeah, I maybe watched the entire run. I was young and I was foolish. Travis has seen all of the Saw movies. I refuse to apologize.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to watch something bad.
Fair enough.
I've also seen 3 entire seasons of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
Yeah, so I refuse to feel guilty because of
No
this.
regrets. Nobody has regrets.
I love sports movies, so there's that.
Yeah.
The replacement.
I love sports
I
movies.
mean,
The
too.
Replacements is one of my
sports movies that are
absolute
good.
favorite
Yeah,
movies.
there are tons of great sports movies.
Yeah,
that are good.
Slapshot.
Remember the
Yeah.
Titans?
I'm trying to relate to you guys. I'm having a really hard time doing it.
Yeah.
Here, you think on shitty things that you've listened to, and we'll end the episode with that. Or watched, whatever. Read.
I don't know, like the Cirque du Freak series. I've read all of those. I guess that's I don't know.
All right, well, fair enough.
I can't.
To be fair, when I watched Charmed, I thought it was great, but I was very young. And now looking back at it, I'm like,
Yeah.
this was not a good show. But one of the things that I didn't like about it is the fact that by the end of the series, the Halliwell sisters basically do not kill demons or save anybody or protect anyone. But the difference is Sam doesn't have one goddamn magic powers at the time. 2,
Spoilers.
yeah, right. Spoiler alert. 2, he doesn't, the Halliwell sisters use their magic for frivolous reasons and then don't ever save anybody. Sam just gets out of the life.
Yeah.
And it's not as if
It's not like his choice is killing people.
Yeah, and it's not killing people. And if there was some supernatural shit going down in front of him, he might be reluctant, but Sam would step in and try to save the day.
Yeah.
The Halliwell sisters have these things brought to their doorstep all the time. Superheroes who quit are in the city watching supervillains take down towers and stuff.
Yeah.
Sam got out of that life and removed himself from the situation, knowing full well that there were other hunters who were more capable than him, older than him. So that's the difference to me.
Fair enough.
Sam is under no obligation to do that.
Okay.
But if he saw it happen, I think he would step in and take care of it.
Yeah.
But then go back to his normal life.
It's also
Which, by the way, I don't think there'd be anything wrong with Sam having a fucking hobby. You know what I mean?
I can agree with that.
So.
No, there is. Yeah. Wow.
Mind changed.
Fair enough. I still like how
bitch.
Even with this episode, I enjoy this choice though, and I enjoy how it continues to go.
Wait,
just trying to be ambiguous.
Yeah.
I like that he didn't just go back to school.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be much of a TV show if he did. That's
true.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
Like a television show. Although, now I want a series about somebody who goes to college and on the weekends fights demons or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That series exists and it's called Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Guys, watch Buffy. But anyways, yeah.
I'm sure I'm good. We're gonna find out something shitty about me later on, I guess. Yeah.
I just think that. I mean, I don't.
Continue listening to find out what that is.
I think that Dean was raised in a situation where he was told, if you don't travel around and fight monsters and save everybody you can,
then you're worthless.
You are a monster.
Yeah.
You are worthless. And I think Sam was told that too. I just think Sam broke that cycle because that's a shitty thing to tell somebody.
It is.
I mean, by that logic, we all are under obligations to become doctors and research scientists, and none of us are doing that. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that kind of gets brought up in this episode, in the very beginning, Dean's like, I was with Dad for 2... Sam's like, we need to go find Dad. And Dean was like, we're going to find Dad. And Sam's like, no, I'm serious. We need to find Dad. And Dean was like, look, man, we're going to find Dad. You don't think I care? I was with him for 2 years while you were off at college. Which, by the way, now we know how long Sam was in college. And the fact that he took the LSAT way too early.
Yeah. Continuity doesn't exist in this episode.
Does not exist.
Yeah.
I guess he could take the LSAT that early. The score's good for 3 years.
Yeah.
Whatever. The point
Perfect
is.
LSATs in like 2 years.
But then he was
though?
also interviewing for law school.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, I stand by. Continuity doesn't make sense. Unless he was just like, yeah, I finished my first 2 years of college in high school.
Yeah. Suspension
Which
of
cannot
disbelief
be
in this
done.
episode is a fucking trapeze artist.
Now, how old is Sam at the
22.
beginning? 22.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's too early.
Wait a minute. It had to have been 4 years, because if he leaves John and Dean at 18,
Okay. Yeah,
and he's
that's
in college
4
for
years.
2 years,
That's 4 years.
then he would be 20. It has to be 4 years.
Yeah.
Dean's just throwing out a number. He's just throwing out some shit.
I guess. We can't treat everything as canon, obviously.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
One more point I want to bring up, because I realized this the other day. I think the other reason why I relate to Sam so much is his story is very queer.
It is strange.
Yes, that. But not quite what I meant, oh friend of mine. No, I mean that his story maps the story of, like, you know, a lot of queer children.
Right. Yeah.
He's different from people. He's always felt different. He doesn't fit in with his family. He gets kicked out of his house after he comes out as somebody who doesn't want to fight monsters.
Yeah, if like
That's
fighting.
kind of gay
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a literal sense.
But I can definitely see and understand that.
Yeah.
And I can see Dean being your heavy-handed.
He is pretty heteronormative.
Yeah.
Sorry, /fangirls. At least in this story, he gets pretty gay later on.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it when we get there.
That bro love.
3 seasons from now.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody have any closing thoughts? Wrap-ups? Questions, concerns?
I had a closing, not really. It's just a thought I had, and maybe I should have had it earlier, but like something I think about a lot. So I've been watching Lost.
God damn it.
And
That TV show has no flaws.
And in the first... Nobody can hear you wink, Ari.
But I did wink. I winked loud.
But so, like, in the first season, there's, like, this pregnant lady, and then she has her baby, which isn't really a spoiler because she's pregnant, so she's obviously gonna have her baby.
It could have been a miscarriage. You don't know that. Stillbirths happen.
But,
She has the baby.
But so she has this baby, and I have to wonder how much money that baby made from being a baby on Lost.
Probably at least a college tuition.
Yeah.
You know what? College is pretty expensive these days.
Yeah, and Lost was a really fucking popular show.
That's
Yeah.
true, it was.
Yeah.
30 Rock made several references to it.
Yeah, it did. That's how you know you're big, when
Fun
30 Rock
fact.
references
Yeah.
you.
Okay, I have to talk about my favorite actor who plays a character on Lost.
Yeah.
/ also one of my favorite characters on Supernatural. And that is Mark Pellegrino. I'm going to go ahead and give a titch of a spoiler
I
alert.
didn't like Mark Pellegrino at first, but as the seasons of Lost has gone on, I've been like more and more into him because he's
Yeah.
gotten like more and more badass.
He's great, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you who he is, so you'll know, Ben. You don't have to look it up.
I'm already...
Okay, I'm giving you a titch of a
Oh,
spoiler
hell yeah.
alert.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lucifer becomes a character later in Supernatural.
Because of course he does.
Because of course he does. That's not really a spoiler when it's just gonna happen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He becomes a character, and he is played by Mark Pellegrino,
Of course.
who I love.
Yeah.
He is one of those actors. And there's actually another actor on the show who I also love a lot, who plays a character who's going to be introduced to us very soon, although it's not that actor. Talk about Meg.
Yeah.
But he plays Lucifer. And I just have an interesting thing about him, because he is a TV actor. He is a great character actor.
Yeah.
He's been in a ton of TV shows. He is a character 3 separate times in 3 different TV shows. He has played a character who appears in one form or another, dies or is otherwise incapacitated, and then comes back as a hallucination for another character.
Yep.
Which is a weird niche to have.
Yeah. That's kind of like Sean Bean.
Yeah.
This is kind of like Sean Bean dying in every role he has.
Yeah.
But this is a lot more specific.
A lot more
Stretch the fuck out.
I want Mark Pellegrino to do that every long-running TV show he has. We should get his agent on the phone and be like, we have a great idea for an in-joke. And the agent's going to be like, yeah, that's not really how we decide things. I'm going to be like, would be funny. Come on.
I think he
We're
did
talking
that in
about my
Burn Notice,
podcast.
too. Shit.
He was in Bird Notice.
Yeah.
I've seen every episode of everything that Mark Pellegrino's in just because I love him so much. Okay,
Oh my
I'm going to
God.
stop talking.
Okay,
I'm fangirling now. I got to stop.
Yeah, I didn't
stop.
mean to derail this conversation so much. We're trying to wrap it up.
We are trying to wrap it up. He's great. I can't wait to get to his season. All right, I'm done. I'm done.
Man, I want to describe Satan because I fucking love him in this show.
It's too eurly.
It's way too
Can't
early.
do it yet.
I'm just gonna
All right.
pocket it.
So besides that, do you have any closing thoughts, Ben?
Yeah, I need to shag ass.
Oh my God.
I love that Dean didn't say it, but he really fucking wanted to.
He
We
was
could
like,
hear
like,
it.
yeah.
We could see it want to come out of his mouth.
Because he was just like, come on, Sam, move your ass.
Oh,
Move your
if only
ass.
Shag ass had become a catchphrase.
Move your ass onto these sandwiches.
What I want to believe is that some PA was like they said the line shag ass, and then some PA was
It's like, hey guys,
hey, that's not a
nobody
word.
says that.
It's not a thing
Nobody
to
says
say.
that.
That's,
first of all, it makes it sound like they're going to be shagging asses, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Second of all,
is that how they started the slash fiction?
you know what?
Sorry.
No, but yes. You
I'm
know
not
what
sorry,
I mean?
fuck it. Yeah. Oh,
All
man.
right. Well, on that note, thank you guys so much for listening.
Yes, thank you.
If you want to check out any of our social media, we do have social media for Hey Assbutt.
Yeah, we do. It should be up and running by the time this episode airs. You can go to Twitter at HAB_podcast. Look us up on Twitter. It'll be you'll get notices on when episodes come out and other little fun things that we feel like tweeting.
Possibly pictures of Mark Pellegrino in those 3 different characters.
You just didn't want to type out "Hey Assbutt," didn't you?
I didn't. I didn't.
We're a classy bunch.
Yeah, we're a classy bunch.
Fucking.
Also, HAB podcast without an underscore was already taken, so
That sucks.
don't go to it to without an underscore because it'll be an inactive Twitter account.
Son of a biscuit.
Yeah.
That was bad.
So
You
make
can
sure
also
you
check
put
out
that
our
podcast.
personal Twitters.
Yeah.
Mine is at Arian. That's ARIANNN. The Spy.
I'm at Mr. Fluffy Bunnies,
Fuck up.
MRFLUYBUNNIES.
Okay, I have to spell Arian. Otherwise, I'm going to lead our listeners into some dark places. All right.
Fair enough.
And I am at Actually Tall.
And thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
You can't see me right now, but I'm doing hands up in the air like I just don't care.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Oh my God.
What's this?
What's this?
Travis, that sounds like a travesty.
Yes. Oh.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
this show is canceled.